Hi, this is Dan from Magic Pachinko Restorations with a short video to show you this 1977 Heiwa Vintage Pachinko machine. This is a fully restored machine, like all of the others that I've presented in the past. Everything gets stripped off, completely disassembled, thoroughly cleaned, and then reassembled. So all the plastic parts, all the metal parts, all of the brass parts, all the wood, everything gets dealt with in a certain manner. The plastic gets cleaned, the brass gets polished, the rust gets the metal parts get the rust taken off. All of the wood gets sanded down, polyurethane, so that the machines won't absorb moisture anymore. Resilvering some of the attractant pieces. I also put some extra lights up in, excuse me, up in this trim piece up in here. Right now you see the light on, denoting that there are no balls in the machine. This is not the original playfield for this machine. The original playfield was pretty water damaged, and I just opted to replace it with something that I had in stock. I kind of like this playfield, and it lent itself well to this machine. So that's a good look at the front. Let me swing it around so you can see the back. All of my oops, wrong way. All of my restorations have a 12-volt plug-in power supply right here. And again, you can see the one bulb is over there lit for the ball out. That's controlled by this switch here. There are two switches on this machine. One is just not in use. It's just there as a spacer. That would have been hooked up if the machine were in a parlor, and would have alerted the parlor owner that there's no balls in the machine. Again, everything's been taken off. This board gets sanded, polyurethane. This frame gets all torn apart. I run them through a planer to get the board smooth, sanded, polyurethane, all the rust taken off the metal hardware, and so on and so forth. So this is the initial setup. The only thing this machine was missing was an upper track cover, and this is actually an upper track cover for a Nisogen. It doesn't fit exactly, but it does do the job, so it's held in place with a couple of tie wraps so the balls don't jump out of that tray. So a couple of things before you get started. Over here is the ball dump mechanism. It's spring loaded, and it slides over like this. If it's in this position, then these dogs will move out of the way and let all the balls exit the machine. So prior to setting the machine up, you want to make sure that it's over to the right like this, so that when the balls come down, these will go like this and not like that. The other thing you want to be aware of is the position of the seesaw. Right now the seesaw is in the down position. Let me get on the other side of the machine here, meaning that it's this way, which is not the way you want it for it to be ready to play. You want it this way. So underneath is this little plunger. You simply push up, and it puts the seesaw in the correct position. So right now the machine is ready to accept balls and get ready for play. There is a maintenance piece here. If you flip this over, the balls would only go to this point and not into the jackpot. So this may have just flipped during transport or whatever. Make sure that's out of the way also. I will ship this machine with enough pachinko balls to get you started. You'll probably want more. These machines will handle pretty close to 1,000 pachinko balls. 300, I would say, is the minimum. This tray here probably holds almost 800 balls. So you're going to dump the vast majority of your supply of pachinko balls in the upper hopper. You want this good and full. The weight will come down, close this switch, turn this light bulb off. The balls are now all queued up into the jackpot chamber. Seesaw's in the right position. This machine's ready to go. You will need some sort of a catch box similar to this that is wide enough to go from this chute, which is where the losing balls exit the machine, and this little chute here, which is where the winning ball would drop out of the machine. So you need something that will catch the balls. It doesn't have to be this. It just anything that'll catch the balls. So now that we're loaded up, there we go. So you'll put a number of balls there, put the catch basin in the back. Now the first time that you set your machine up and you get ready to play, there is not a ball on the launch ramp at this point. It takes one cycle of the launch mechanism to let a ball into the machine. So first time a ball does not launch. Now we've got a ball in on the launch ramp. You can see it in there, if you probably not on the video, but you can see it in there. It's ready to go. So you just launch the ball like that. Now if you launch this machine has a fairly heavy spring on it. So if you give it the full launch, it may very well go all the way and come down through and come back out. So you get to play it again. There's not a bumper on this machine. So you want to get used to maybe only going about 3/4 of the way to get the ball to stay on the play field. And with any pachinko machine, it's always easier to win when the tulips are open. Right now they're all closed. So it's much more difficult to win when the tulips are closed. So we'll just launch a few balls so you can see the action. And now we'll just get things going here, see if we can get some wins. Once this machine gets rolling, it pays pretty well. If you noticed in the video, there is a light that lights behind the green, and then there are 3 LEDs up in here. This light is an incandescent bulb that was original with the machine. This is the light where when you run out of balls will light up. I opted to put in 3 more LEDs up in here just so that you had more flash when you got a win. So that's the machine in action. These machines are designed so that if this tray gets too full, the balls will start to spill out into the bottom tray. There's actually 2 bells in the machine. Each produces a different tone. So if you hear a different tone and balls coming out down here, it's because this is becoming full. The balls back up inside the machine, part of the design of the machine. Eventually the red light will come on. You're just gonna push that over, it lets these balls drop, scoop them up, go right up over the top, and drop them into the supply tray. If you're going to mount this in a cabinet, then you have to be able to set it up so that you can open the cabinet. This is on a hinge, so it's hard to do when it's not attached to anything, but this frame gets attached to your cabinet and then the machine will swing out. You do have to make an allowance to be able to get at that latch, but there's a whole number of ways you can do it. So with all of my machines, I guarantee them for at least my lifetime. They're actually in better shape than they were when they were first built, in the sense that the wood's been taken care of. These won't warp anymore. They look prettier than they ever did because the wood is clean and smooth, and the grain is brought out by the polyurethane. That was never the way when they mass manufactured these machines. So I'm always available support-wise. I'm just a phone call, a video chat away. Certainly glad to talk pachinko and help you in any way, shape, or form. So hope this would make a good addition to your family room. It's certainly something that everybody in your family, regardless of age, can do. It's just a matter of pressing down and letting go. That's all there is to playing pachinko. Thank you very much.